Welcome back to Cook's WSG. This is the second part in my first look at Grand Tactician's Civil War. The hard, like the hardtacks, the you're talking about the stale bread that was what the common Civil War soldier ate. All right, so I think I'll add to these garrisons too. Right, garrison. They have not taken Fort Sumter yet. Fort Monroe has a garrison of 900. But I also have an army under Butler that's recruiting men. I want to add more to there. Ooh, let's see what kind of artillery we can... Can we upgrade the artillery? Yes. Let's do a Parrot. Oh, I can't recruit the Parrot rifle yet. 3-inch ordnance rifle. Yeah, it's a slight upgrade. Alright, a little bit better. Yeah, musket rate. Yeah, musket's rate of fire is a lot lower than rifled ones. Yeah, not a lot lower, but once you get into, well, we can take a look here. So a Springfield rifle, it's a rifled musket. So the rifled musket is better than just a pure mini ball musket, which you can't. It doesn't show a mini ball musket, I don't think, because these are all rifled muskets. This is an upgrade screen, so I don't think they're going to offer that. But you have like a Mississippi rifle with a 2.5 per minute rate of fire versus this Lorenz rifle or Enfield rifle that shoots at 3. And then you get a Spencer repeating, a Henry rifle at 16 per minute, which I think, I'm pretty sure, I don't know if the Spencers had to be a breech loader, right? I'm not that well adversed in firearms, unfortunately. But basically, this is the difference between breech loading and muzzle loading. Alright, so I added artillery to the Department of Virginia. I would like to add another division, 2 divisions in that army. So if I drag it up top here, nope. Transfer new army. Maybe I gotta fill it all the way, whatever the max level is. Let's do a cavalry unit. And let's do, what color do we want to do the cavalry? Oh, no, but you would be right with the non-rifled musket with a lower rate of fire, 2.5, compared to the rifled musket. Yeah, that would be right though. I didn't see a non-rifled musket though in the upgrade screen. They all looked like they were rifled muskets. With some of them had a 2.5 rate of fire, like the Mississippi rifle. Let's do the light blue for the cavalry troopers. Alright, so there's the Department of Virginia on the James Peninsula. Got about 12,000 men there. So you're saying the mini ball musket mini ball musket had a higher rate of fire than a rifled musket? Maybe. I mean the maybe in the beginning, when with the newer rifle technology, they just had the rifles had the range a lot better than the actual musket. Again, I'm a little bit out of my depth with the history of muskets and rifles. But I thought rifles still had about around the same rate of fire. It was just their range had a much increased range. I will be happy to defer to your expertise, though. So you can barely see on the right hand side. There's this ledger here of all your units. It's pretty nifty, except you can barely read it. I'm hoping they expand the font on this and make this a little bit bigger. Oh, I appreciate that. If you go ahead and do some research on it, that'd be very very cool of you. Alright, so why don't we speed this up? Ward at destination. Why does it look like Fort Monroe is just burning to the ground? Agriculture policy selected, more support for union farmers. Let's take a look at the policy screen. So this is all done. Military 1. Policies with military focus allow more subsidies to boost recruitment. Alright, so I just hit that. What I don't know is what this costs me by clicking on these policies. And can I pick them at any time? Well, this takes 12 months. Military Act 2. What I would like to know is what's the drawdown to picking Military Act 2, which is an act that changes the contract length of new volunteer units to 12 months. These contracts allow units to remain in the Army long enough to be more effective in battle. However, the longer contracts will make people think more carefully before offering their service. So my recruitment pool will be less then, I take it. Well, I'm going to enact it anyways. Diplomacy. Diplomacy 1. With diplomatic focus in policy making, Relations with European superpowers can be boosted with further subsidies. This policy also allows important Enfield and Lorenz rifles. Alright. And then funding. Okay, use policies. I have up to 8 policies? Is that all I can... Is it a max of 8? All game, or is it up to 8 at any given time? Alright, well, I've got 6 policies now enacted. Hopefully I'm not breaking the game. Breaking my game, at least. Let's take a look at supplies, since now I have more armies on the field. I don't see any supply lines. How do I build ships? Glorious victory at Atlantic. North Carolina squadron in retreat. Enemy there was a battle and I didn't even get to see it. Gotta pay attention to that stuff. Let's slow down, slow down. So, I wonder if I can make chase. Come on, go after them. Go after them. Home squadron, ships in harbor. We can upgrade ships. Can we create new ships? Okay, yes. So in the ship, what's this? On the bottom you have, what's that called? Ship organization screen? No, manage fleet. So manage fleet menu. You can add to the squadron. You can add to ships in harbor. Can I just take the ships in harbor and send them to the fleet? Delete ship. You can construct a new ship. A 4th-rate steamer, 3rd-rate steamer. Just tell me how many guns. Ironclad frigate. Can I get an ironclad going? We have ironclad river gunboat, tin-clad gunboat, timber-clad gunboat, ironclad monitor. Union calls for volunteers, 12-month contracts. Let's do a monitor. Why does it keep doing that? We have a steam sloop. Boom. There we go. Nice. I love when you can start figuring out how the game works. Although I can barely read what some of this says. Ooh, I like the storm sound. Although it's going to put me to sleep. Alright, you know what? home squadron, just stay in Chesapeake. Let those ships go. I got a blockade, a fleet coming. And I probably, you know what I can do is, let's do a new fleet. Alright. So what if can I take this ship and based off the Marion, can I just create a new fleet around it? Alright, it says armies. They should change that to fleets. Alright. We'll go back to ships and everything later. Or let me check something else out. Military. We go fleets here. If I select the USS Marion and click new fleet, create new fleet. Is that where they just end up? Alright, let's go to Newcastle. Alright, build. What if I don't want to build the monitor yet? French's squadron. And it looks like you just drag and drop it on that plus symbol and it drops into the newly created squadron. One thing I noticed, when you're doing the left mouse button click and hold it down for a minute. If you just try to quickly click it and move it over, you're not going to be able to drag it over. We'll do 5 ships per squadron. Again, I have no historical reference to that. I'm just picking a number. If that's not effective in the game, then I'll adjust it. Okay, cool. So I created another new fleet. And now it shows 5 of 6 right here. It was 5 of 5 before I hit new fleet. So there's a spot now. If I scroll over, it says Stuart Squadron. That's the new fleet that I just created. The U.S. Constitution. Old Ironsides. So that's how you create new fleets. So again, left mouse button click, hold it, and then you can drag it right into the fleet that you want to do. If you, I want to put them back. Okay. Oh, he won't go back. Ships in harbor. Go back to ships in harbor. Okay. So it won't let me take the Franklin out of the Stuart Squadron. I can't put it back in the ships in harbor for some reason. And if I want to create a new fleet, if I hit create new fleet, you pick a harbor that they're going to be based off of. And so I can go, let's say Bridgeport. You hit build, and then now I have 6 of 7 squadrons. And if I click over, I can go to the next. It says next army. Oh, that's probably something they could fix. Should say fleet. And now I have this empty squadron with no ships that I can drag and drop ships into. Alright, let's speed up. Let's get into April of 61. So I'm recruiting some units, moving some ships, creating some fleets. Already won a small naval victory near Norfolk versus this Confederate squadron. Hog Squadron. I am moving this blockading squadron over to Moorhead. We'll start blockading there. Probably do need to build more ships that be effective in blockading. This is Craven Squadron. No ships in there. French Squadron, let's move them near Wilmington. Let's take diplomacy policy selected. Union sends more diplomats. Import deal for weapons agreed to. Let's take a look at this strategy screen. It shows you national morale, which the Union starts at 90, and so I'm already down to 84. I don't know why. Maybe because of the recruiting policies. Morale of armies 67 versus 96. Loyal states 31 to 11. Men fielded, I have 16,000 so far versus their 13. Navy tonnage 36,000 to their 3,000. And I already won one battle, which was that naval engagement, I believe. Total casualties 3. European relations 12. Federal advantage. Shows you the objectives: break Confederate morale, capture Richmond, invade the Confederacy, win the first major battle, maintain support above 60, capture 10 forts, and West Virginia. So this is the objectives, I believe, for the 1861 campaign. Alright. Let's keep fast forwarding. You know, the game started playing music a second ago, and now I feel like all the sound is gone. There were sound effects too. Alright, let's get into April, the month of April, and see where this game takes us. Again, I like the rotating map thing, but I really think it should be a smaller spot in the corner because I keep accidentally hitting it. Again, that could be a me thing, not a game thing. Ooh, they got their squadrons coming right up here. I still think that this strategic map I just love. I love the look and feel. It just reminds me of all those the Civil War maps that you see in textbooks, and just the idea is just great. And so those ideas that you're growing up with, they're like, God, that would make. Why don't they use maps like this for the games that? And then someone just said, you know what? Let's just do it. And they did it. Alright, so I have 7 ships in this squadron, 74 guns under Stringham, and they're going full go. Oh, they're gonna run aground. 2 ships, okay. Ooh, they're a lot closer than. Let's slow down. Oh, glorious victory at Albemarle Sound. Savannah Squadron in retreat. And we are at April 1st, 1861. Why don't we blockade Fort Macon? me see how my armies are doing with recruitment. All right. Department of Northeastern Virginia, 15,000 men. Are we still waiting for men to be built? No. They're all... Let's see. Why don't we try to recruit some more, and then maybe let's do another group. So we'll have 4 divisions under McDowell. I wonder if you can break them down into corps later on in the game. And you see here you got the volunteers able to be recruited. You need 3,000 to recruit a infantry brigade. So right off the bat, New York has one of the largest volunteer pools. Pennsylvania has a lot. Ohio has a decent amount. Connecticut, I can field a Connecticut brigade. Yeah, I was just thinking that the smallest unit to recruit is a brigade, not a regiment, or even a battalion. But I guess you got to put some limitations on now how they're going to handle. Well, we'll see. Hopefully, we'll get a battle going here soon. We'll see how the battle plays out. For anyone curious, this was taken from a live stream, and that was some interaction with the chat. You know, it could be a game design decision. The more this game is already kind of asking a lot of in computer resources. If you ask it to try to process more unit information, at least at brigade size, you're going to limit the amount of units that are on the map that have to process it. So when you go ask it to process regiment and battalion, although as cool as that would be, I just don't think we're there yet. And thinking more about that subject of between battalion and brigade size, it might even take away the fun value from the strategic to tactical level. The more you have to manage, sometimes it becomes a micromanagement nightmare. Because right now there's a slight lag in the recruitment screen on my computer. Now I don't have the greatest machine, but it's kind of a low-level gaming. Alright, so we have 4 divisions. We're creating a whole nother division here, which will bring up the total to 24,000. Now I wonder if is there any limitations on how much a commander can control? Brigade strength and up is taking away a lot of flexibility. Sid Meier's Gettysburg did it well with regiments, I think. That's true. Then again, that's a different genre of game, which was the Sid Meier's game was much more a tactical game. And I think that's the reason you don't see really good strategic and tactical games out there is because of the challenge you have. You're going from 2 styles of games, from strategic to tactical, and you're asking you're basically creating two games in one. And even the best strategy or tactical games out there, and that try to pull those off, and I'm thinking about Paradox games and Total War. You know, where Paradox does a lot more strategy, and they have kind of a systemized tactical level, and then Total War tries to do both the strategic and tactical, but there's a lot of criticisms of the Total War system. So you're kind of left in a rock and a hard place. Total War does their thing and they do it pretty well. But they take a lot of they're making a lot of compromises with that. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I'm gonna let's work on getting. I'm gonna try to stay focused now on that first battle. I'm kind of rambling now, but I do appreciate your feedback. I really do. All right, let's go. Okay. So I'm building up McDowell's army. We got about 24,000 recruits when all these guys are finished. We got 8 days, 7 days. So probably by May, we might see our first battle after all the recruiting done. Let me see what I can do with Patterson's department. He's up to about 5,000 in strength. We do not know what the army... Oh, estimated strength of Army of Shenandoah is about 5. Why don't we recruit some troops in Patterson's army? Probably pull from Pennsylvania. I can probably get there quicker. Alright, recruit. We probably should add some artillery. Oh, it's doing that thing again where it keeps going to the Monroe garrison. And I don't know why it does that. There's got to be a reason why. Left mouse button to recruit a new brigade directly attached to this division. Same thing. LMB to recruit a new brigade directly attached to this army. So I can't recruit. Okay, it says recruiting not possible. Choose a state for recruitment and assure that enough recruits. Okay, that's just because New Jersey doesn't have enough recruits. But okay, so I can recruit that. What about artillery? Okay, that worked for some reason right then and there. Maybe I'm just not paying attention. A cavalry unit. So there is a cavalry brigade. So now we're at about 16,000. I'm pretty satisfied with that number. A lot of user reviews, a ton of bugs. I've only briefly watched some of the user. Now that's expected. This is the first day of early access, so I'm not a very good bug finder. So there could be bugs sitting right in front of my face. I might not realize it. There are things like there's some tooltips that pop up with no information. So I'm just wondering if that's stuff that's there that they're going to implement in future. There's some user interface things that are just kind of, but that's kind of the Fort Monroe issue. I think that's just maybe cumbersome user interface. So let's go, okay, so I got McDowell's army here. I go to Manage Army. And if I want to add a unit to this division, I hit the plus sign. Now there's got to be enough volunteers to field a brigade of 3,000 men. And that worked. Again, I don't know why earlier. I don't know if I was just clicking on the wrong thing. But why, if I was clicking on, let's say, artillery, and it would go back to the Monroe garrison. Right now, it's not doing that because I'm being a little bit more careful. when this highlights as recruitable, it seems to be able to. I'm able to click on whatever unit I want to recruit. So that seems to be working fine right now. Alright, we are going to fast forward to, we're going to let those units recruit, fast forward to mid-April, see if those recruits are ready, and then we will start our campaign in Northern Virginia. Let's see how McClellan's doing here. So Department of Ohio, and he's got 5,500 men. Now this department, here's something that's weird. Now I can't add any more divisions to McClellan's army right now, and I don't know why. It could be just some kind of limitation. The documentation is just not clear on the interface. I can keep adding. So I recruited another infantry, but it goes straight to this first division. I wonder if I keep adding to it, if it gets too stacked with units, that it will allow me to create another division. No. Alright, another victory on the seas. This could be a bug here right now. I can't click off the... Okay. Alright, I got all kinds of notifications. Results of the Battle of Atlantic. The Battle of Atlantic has ended with Savannah Squadron retreating. The engagement was remarkable. Strategic victory with the enemy fleet steaming to the safety of their harbor. So it looks like they're just trying to get out of the harbor, and I keep just pounding on them. Right, fleet orders. Stance. Defensive, offensive, yes. Patrol, blockade. That's what I want to do. Blockade. Blockade Savannah. Now is that just going to keep popping up? Are they just going to keep trying to get out of harbor? No, it looks like they're trapped in there. Alright, let's do ×4. Naval bombardment. Okay, I had a naval bombardment. Atlantic blockading squadron versus Fort Macon garrison, 51%. Ooh. It looks like my squadron's getting pounded. I wonder if they're taking how much damage they're taking. Condition, alarming. Okay, status, they're bombarding the fort. Alright. Down to 39%. Is that how effective it is? Atlantic blockade squadron versus Fort Macon, 39%. Oh, I'm losing guns. Alright, maybe we should withdraw. Alright, let's get away from here. Can we withdraw? How do I get out of here? Oh, glorious victory at the Atlantic. Huger's squadron in retreat. All enemy ships escaped. Alright, let's pause this for a second. Still it looks like I have all the ships, but I've lost a lot of guns because there was 100 guns there a second ago. I move? Can I disengage? Ooh, there's not enough experience to select perk. Ooh, I wonder what that does. Ooh, these ships are taking a pounding. Down to 64%. It looks like these guys must be out of commission or something. They're grayed out a little bit more. How do I disengage? I want them to stop. I want them to retreat away from the fort. Do I have to change my stance to patrol, maybe? Yeah, yep. So it's allowing me to move away. And that way, if I just stick around the fort, maybe I will be able to catch any blockade runners. Let's try that. Oof. I'm probably going to have to take that squadron back to a port. Oh, what's going on here? French's squadron has no guns. I did something wrong. Let's see here. Go back to... return to port. So they'll probably just return to whatever port that I assigned them to. And the Atlantic blockading squadron got beat up pretty good. I should probably return them to port. So directly engaging a Confederate fort is a bad idea. Alright, I'm going to return the Atlantic squadron to port. Oh, why are they going there? Is that a Union-controlled port? Yep, it is. No, that's, oh, you figured it out. Yeah, that's the fleet management. Yeah, the two arrows down here, that's management army. And for the fleets, it's fleet management. The morale is actually 88. So it went up. Well, this concludes the second part of my first look at Grand Tactician's The Civil War. We will have another video soon on an actual campaign battle, and I will continue to do future content on Grand Tactician The Civil War. Thank you, and please, if you like my videos, like and subscribe on YouTube. You can find me on Twitch as well. Thank you, and until next time, see ya.